Yo, so what's going on, Battlefielders? My name is Pone. How the hell you guys doing today? Oh my god, Sir, did you see? Did you see Sir Dustin Fappington using the M416? Yeah, that's right. I pulled it out. Don't worry. Don't blush. I know. It's pretty impressive, right? Basically, this commentary is going to be focused around my thoughts on the M16, AEK, M416, you know, the bully strong weapons of the game. It could turn into a slight rant, but I don't feel like I need to defend anything, but it may surprise you, actually. As much as I dislike these weapons, I also encourage them. It's kind of a poison thing, you know. It's got to be handled properly, and I'm going to try my best to explain why I like those guns and why I don't like those guns. But without further ado, the reason I actually pulled this out, and I don't often whip it out on the enemy team, but when I do, there's usually a good cause. If you caught it at the start of the scene, we basically lost the B objective right as the game started, which is a bad sign, because rush sign crossing, there's a pretty good chance that if you're going to win the game on defense, it's going to be holding down B on the first set of MCOMs, because it's probably the easiest one in the entire game to lock down, and once that's lost, it's probably a guaranteed thing you're going to lose the rest of the game. I'd say 9 times out of 10, that's pretty much in stone. So, as you saw at the start of it, not only did that happen, but we were 4-man down, and nobody was caring about switching teams or helping out or anything like that. And at that point, I'm like, alright, you did it. You summoned the beast. I'm going to smack it on your forehead and see how it tastes. Now, this is the same lobby from the previous game that I played yesterday. The guys, where I posted the poopy gun loadout with the SKS, so that Doctor Who guy with the M16 was on the other team, and then it was just that point where I give up. When I get pushed too far, I pull out like the M16 or the M416. I prefer the M416. Many prefer the M16, but it's all preference, really. I think both of them are just as good. I think the 416 is a little bit better in close range and somewhat medium range. And maybe I just like the recoil pattern. I don't know. It's just a preference. Holy Cornet Launcher, you're not getting me again, bro. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is what I think about the deadly trio, the M416, M16, and AEK. And those that argue that they're not the best gun in the game, just slap yourself. Stop. Just go drown in this river over here. Real quick, blocks. Oh, God, I couldn't kill that guy. But seriously, my situation with this is that the guns are the best in the game, and I do encourage people to use the best. I mean, if you're trying to win, you want to give yourself the best possible fair advantage. True? Like, as long as you're not on steroids and you're not cheating or manipulating, which you're not, it's something very, very, very easy accessible in the game. It's just a type of gun. But because those guns are better than most of the others, that makes them, in my opinion, OP. Now, OP stands for overpowered. The OP-ness is strong with these ones. Yeah, I said penis. Get mad. But my major concern with these is not that they're OP, but what an OP weapon does in a video game, and that's something that I want to explain a little bit to you. Patty cake! Like the M16 is strong, and it's not one of those situations where, oh, people use the M16 because it's popular. That is a slight reason why people will use them, but to be fair, in this situation, the M16's used a lot, and the reason you got them 100 stars running around is because it's the best gun in the game, and has been since release, and nothing's changed with it, therefore it's going to happen. Now, why that is a good thing is because, you know, if you want to win, you want to give yourself the best chance and opportunity to do so, if you really want to do that. And the best way to do that is, in fact, with the M16. What happens is it basically boxes out, it zones out all the other possible weapons in the game. I pay money for this game. I want to try out different guns. I like the guns in the DLC and everything like this, but I don't get a fair experience with them when I can honestly go into it. And if you're thinking I'm wrong, imagine taking a PP2000 in a fight versus M16. 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose that fight. Not necessarily because that other person is more skilled than you, but it's because his gun is a little bit better than you. If both you guys are shooting on target with suppression in the mix and everything like that, things get a little cray-cray. And anyone not willing to admit that is probably in denial. And that's one of my major gripes about those overpowered weapons, is because it's also got this little contagious factor where, you know, like what I just did. I started getting killed by M16s, where I started this game out with the UMP-45. And I plowed a guy in the garage, and he walked away with it like no big deal. And he shot me with like 3 bullets with the M16, and I was done. But I put like 7 into him with the frickin' UMP, and it just didn't make any sense to me. Suppression messed me up, and I had the down on him. I had like 3 or 4 shots before he started initiating. I know it was accurate, and it meant nothing, because as soon as he fired, the M16 tore me apart. And it's just one of those things. Is what happens is when you start getting plowed in with those strong weapons, the M16, so on and so forth. Then what happens is, to balance the field, to start making it fair, is you switch out, you pull out the M16, and it's just this cycle. It's just what happens. So all these people just naturally run M16s are going to do nothing but encourage more people to use them because they need to keep the gunfight fair. And that's just one of my major gripes and situations with it. I also have this theory, this feeling with like skill reflection. I find that in the hands of a bad player, a strong or overpowered weapon makes them good, and I find that that a good weapon in the hands of a good player makes them great. But at the same time, I feel that it limits their ability to learn and grow at a sharper pace. I feel that if you give yourself the best gun possible, it helps you short term. It helps you then and there. You limit yourself, you force yourself to grow and become better, rely more on your skills and instincts, instead of using what I like to call a crutch as one of those OP weapons. When you start using a weapon like the PP2000 or shotguns or just a slightly worse weapon, G36C, then you learn to adapt and cope with the situations. Then you learn to outplay the other people yourself versus relying on your weapon to win the game. Then I think you're actually pushing yourself to achieve a next level skill. Does that make any sense to you guys? You know, so that's one of my situations. I feel that, you know, it's an instant solution for playing bad when you use a strong weapon. But if you really want to push yourself, you really want to be good, start limiting yourself a little bit. And I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I freaking believe, I seriously do have a theory that it will help you become a better player. I purposely like using some of those other weapons. Not only does it prepare me if I ever need to use those in a situation where I run out of ammo, but I feel that it teaches me what I need to know about the game. I know I have a really good chance of running into a situation where the gun's going to be better than mine and it's going to put a hard gunfight. So I need to find the right area, the right point of view. I need to find what to do to make it in my favor. And that's something I have. I feel that a lot of commentators, and this is not a dish at anybody, I don't want anything like this. I feel a lot of commentators use the M16 and AEK and everything like that a lot, and they show these great gameplays. You got like X Factor that use it. Level Cap, for like the first 6 months of his YouTube career, only used M16. Everybody knows how that goes if you're longtime viewers of him. And a lot of commentators use this. And like I said, it's a great thing. It's a great weapon, and it shouldn't be, I guess, looked down on as harsh as it is, in my opinion. But that's why I make fun of people doing it, is because I feel you're not really getting good when you have the best available to you. I think you need to push yourself and teach yourself a little bit more by using other weapons. Not only that, I feel, again, the M16 limits the variety of there. I like having fun using different guns, but in no way, no hell can I use the PP2000 in a lobby full of M16s, because I'm going to be beaten out by worse players because their gun is slightly better than mine. And it does make a difference like that. But it's my theory. I know commentators, you know, actually do make an influence on some of their viewers. And, you know, when you see all these people using the guns, popularity does come into effect. But it also shows them how they play. I mean, and the reason I think the M16 used a lot is because a lot of those guys are passive. I think they're extremely, they choose their fights properly. They're using the gun in its best situation, you know, head glitching and standing still. I've seen X Factor play a game on Metro where he sat behind cover for like 6 minutes, went on a nasty tear, just kept healing, built up a streak of like 30 kills, but he was on fire. But that's good for that situation. The reason you don't see, you know, some of those guys use some of those other weapons like the G36 or a shotgun or anything like that is because those are strong in a different situation. Those are aggressive type weapons. The reason you don't see those is because he wouldn't have been as successful with some of those other weapons with that kind of range. So when you see people with their unique playstyles, you see them encouraging you to use their weapons and loadouts. It works for there. Now, if those guys were different commentators, they rush really heavy and everything like that, the M16 may not be the opportune weapon for those situations. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary. I went on a little bit too long there, but hopefully you did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on it. Some of you guys may disagree with me. Those are my feelings and my theory. Maybe I can open your eyes up to a little bit. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I know it's not going to really change anything in any lobbies. So it was just my thought on the topic because a lot of people ask all the time. So there's my theory. If you guys would like to see some more gameplays, I'm not against putting up some M16 gameplays occasionally and, you know, show you guys some like 50s and 2s and stuff like that. But that's just completely up to you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And see you guys later. Mr. Fappington out.